It won't make me a better welder, but it makes my welder better. So my little welder just broke. I've had this on the shelf for a while, and we're gonna try to get this thing installed. This is just a generic gun. So we're gonna try to get them swapped out. The end is just destroyed, so which I understand. You can buy new ones, but this one's also a little bit longer, and of course the sheeting's not broken. We'll see if it works. It's got multiple wires. There's 4 wires here. I don't know what we'll find on that, but let's take it apart and find out. Okay, I've got the old one out. I know how these go together now. So you have to take the side panel off, both side panels. There's 4 screws on each one. There's 2 screws on the bottom for these 2, and then you'll have to take off the back feet in order to take that the side panels off. On the front, there's 2 screws on the bottom on the front that hold that on, and then of course those 2 screws on the bottom that I already mentioned. There's going to be a twist ring on the front here, like this cable protector type thing, and then in order to take the main cable off of the wire, it's on the side of this board. Right here, there's just 1 bolt, and then there's one clip that plugs into the main board on this side here. It unclips there. So, and then of course, there are 4 screws up top here for the wire feed. All the wires go through there. There's 2 screws here and 2 screws here. You'll have to take this front cover off in order to get to that first, and then there'll be a wire feed there. So if you bought the same cable as me or very similar, you'll have to cut the wires here and get this plug off so then it plugs straight into the motherboard. So that's what I'm gonna do. So now with that cable cut, we're done with this old cable, this old wire. And we just have to hook, like I said, these 2 together. So we'll cut this down, put this in, and then install the rest of it. The polarity really shouldn't matter on this because this should be for the trigger to activate the feed motor. So the polarity really shouldn't matter. Okay, so I got those soldered on. You don't have to solder them, you could use like butt connections or something like that. But I soldered them on, taped it up. Should be good to go. I added this cable protector from the original machine. And we'll get this thing put in. They give you a lot of wire here, so we're gonna have to shove, find ways to shove wire in here without, disturbing anything else, but we'll give it a shot. Bit of a dexterity exam, but to get all these wires in here. I'm not sure if this is how this was wired or not. I could probably just look back at the footage and figure it out, but I don't really care too much. There's way too much wire here. I zip stripped that for that plug there. You could easily solve that just by clipping the wires a little bit shorter. And then you saw me trim down the wire feed tube. I just did that with a grinder, but you could probably just do it with a pair of dikes. But anyways, I think everything's hooked up. So before I put it back together, I'm going to test it out here, run some wire in it and see what happens. I need to make sure that this tip is the right size. I don't think it is. Alright, so I don't have the right size tip. I have the old tip, which was the problem of the last one. So I'm going to get some of those on order. In the meantime, I'll put this thing back together. So it's all put back together. What we'll do is we'll feed the wire through, but of course, like I said, gonna have to order some new tips. So plug it in and give it a shot. All right, first power on. Hopefully nothing explodes. Nope. And it does seem everything's working. it's gonna work. Just gotta get a new tip and we'll get it tested out. All right, I got some new tips. They're the right size. It is the next day. Okay, that's on. Turn the welder on and give it a shot. All right, it won't make me a better welder, but it makes my welder better.